Vayera elav Adonai be'elonei mamre vehu yoshev petach ha'ohel kechom hayom. Vayisa enav vayar והנה שלושה אנשים ניצבים עליו וירץ לקראתם מפתח האוהל וישתחו ארצה. ויאמר אדוני אם נא מצאתי חן בעיניך אל נא תעבור מעל עבדיך. Vayera, and he appeared. The ra part right here is the verb that has to do with seeing, okay? And then the yud right here is he, okay? And then the va means and. And then we have elav. El means to. And then the av part here means him, okay? And then we have yod he vav he, which here I have Hashem, which means the name. And it refers to God's eternal nature. And then we have be elonei. Be is in, and elonei is plains or oaks, okay? In another video, I explain why some say plains and some translations say oaks. And then we have mamre, this is the name of a place. And then we have vehu, ve means and hu means he. Yoshev means he was sitting, okay, or he sits. He was sitting, or he sits. Not he, just was sitting or sits. There's no. This is active participle, and this is petach, which is entrance or opening, okay. And then we have ha'ohel, which is the tent. Ha means the, ohel is tent. Kechom, ke is during or when, and chom is heat or hot. So when it was hot, or during the hottest part of. Hayom means the day. Ha means the, and yom is day. So it's talking about Avraham here, okay? And Hashem appeared to him while he was sitting in front of his tent. Vayisa, and he lifted, this is speaking of Avram, and he lifted Einav, this is his eyes. Ayin is eye, Einaim is eyes, Einav is his eyes. The Vav part, it means his. Okay, and then we have Vayar, which means and he saw. Va is and the Yud here means he. Then we have the Resh and the Aleph, that means that's the verb root to see. It's the same as what we have right here, right? This is a little bit different. This is Vayera, this is and he appeared. And this one is a Vayar. This is and he saw. So a little bit different, but same root, right? It has to do with seeing. Vehine, and behold. Hine is behold, but the ve is and. Shalosha, which means three. Okay, shalosha. Anashim is men. This form of the word men, it comes from the word, does not come from the word ish, right? Ish is the word for man, but this anashim comes from the word enosh or enosh, which means mortal. So this verb form is talking about the mortal nature of man. Okay, so it was three mortals basically. Nitzavim, that means standing, who were standing. Alav, al can mean upon or over. or about here, as in this translation is probably the best. Over doesn't make sense too much, except that he was sitting, right, and the men were standing. So if you say over him, maybe, but reading later, you can see that Avram was at a distance. So I think the translation about is better. And then the vav, the av part right here means him. So al is about, okay? And then the av means him. And then vayar, which is again, and he saw. Vayaratz is and he ran. The yud again is he, and the ratz part means ran, and va is and. Then we have likratam. Likratam means to come near them. La is to, and then this part right here, kara is to come near, and then we have the tam part. That's like otam, them. Okay. Mi petach, mi is from, and petach again is entrance, like in the previous verse. And then we have ha-ohel, ha is the, and ohel means tent. And then we have vayishtachu, which means, and he bowed himself. Okay, the u part means himself. Okay, so vayishtachu, and he bowed himself, or he's prostrated himself, right? Aretza. Now, this is from the word eretz, which means land or earth. And then the ah part, and I've said this before in previous videos, the ah part means toward. So he bowed himself down towards the earth in front of these three men. Vayomar, and he said. So this part right here, this amar part is said, and then the yud means he, va means and. Adonai is plural, my lords. Okay. Now this is the term Adon, even in modern Hebrew today, it simply means Mr. Okay, or Sir. So it can refer to any human. It's a sign. If it's a sign of respect when you call someone Adon. Okay. So Adonai is my lords. Im, if, na here is translated as now. Okay. So if now, you can also say if please, okay? Then here we have matzati, and this means I have found, okay? This e part right here, e part is I, okay? Matzati, I have found. Chen is grace, or it can also be translated as favor. And then be'einecha means in your eyes. Be means in. Ayin is eye. Einaim is eyes. Eine is eyes of. And then cha is your, in the eyes of you, right? So in your eyes. Be'einecha, in your eyes. So if I have found grace in your eyes, and even in modern Hebrew, this term is used. I have found, if something has found favor in your eyes, it basically means, did you like it? Okay, if you like me, if you appreciate me. Al na. So al means no or not. It's a negation. Al na. Na is again now or please. It's the same. It has to do with urgency. Okay, so sometimes it's translated as now, and sometimes it's translated as please, right? So they're both the same word. It's just the context that determines the meaning of the word when you translate it over to English, okay? So ta'avor is you will pass. So basically, please do not pass. Al, not. Na ta'avor, please you pass. So please do not pass. Al na ta'avor. Me'al is from upon, okay? Me is from, and al is upon. And then avdecha is your servant. Eved is servant, and cha, the cha part means your. Okay, now I'm going to read the first Aliyah of Vayera from Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan's The Living Torah. And it starts in Genesis chapter 18, and it goes from verse 1 through 14. And it says, God appeared to Abraham in the plains of Mamre while he was sitting at the entrance of the tent of the hottest part of the day. Abraham lifted his eyes, and he saw 3 strangers standing a short distance from him. When he saw them from the entrance of his tent, he ran to greet them, bowing down to the ground. He said, "Sir, if you would, do not go on without stopping by me. Let some water be brought and wash your feet. Rest under the tree. I will get a morsel of bread for you to refresh yourselves. Then you can continue on your way. After all, you are passing by my house." "All right," they replied, "do as you say." Abraham rushed to Sarah's tent and said, "Hurry, 3 measures of the finest flour. Knead it and make rolls." Abraham ran to the cattle and chose a tender, choice calf. He gave it to a young man who rushed to prepare it. Abraham fetched some cottage cheese and milk and the calf that he prepared, and he placed it before his guests. He stood over them as they ate under the tree. They asked him, "Where is your wife, Sarah?" "Here in the tent," he replied. "I'll return to you this time next year," said one of the men, "and your wife Sarah will have a son." Sarah was listening behind the entrance of the tent, and he was on the other side. Abraham and Sarah were already old, well on in years, and Sarah no longer had female periods. She laughed to herself, saying, "Now that I am worn out, shall I have my heart's desire? My husband is old." God said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh and say, 'Can I really have a child when I am so old?' Is anything too difficult for God? At the designated time, I will return, and Sarah will have a son." So according to Jewish interpretation, this particular story of Abraham welcoming the 3 strangers takes place shortly after Abraham's circumcision, which was from the previous chapter 17. It goes right after. So he was healing from his circumcision, and he was 99 years old, okay, according to Jewish legend. And this is when he received the commandment to circumcise himself. And so he was sitting down because he was healing. He was a bit weak, right? And so he was sitting under the shade of his tent. And then on the 3rd day, Hashem appeared to him just as a man pays a visit to a sick friend. Okay, this is one line of interpretation. There's always many different interpretations. This is just one opinion, okay? So, from the Talmud, it says in Bava Metzia 86b, the 3rd day after Abraham's circumcision, the Holy One, blessed be He, came to inquire about Abraham's health. And then in a Hasidic commentary, Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer 29, it says, the Holy One, blessed be He, said to the ministering angels, "Come, let us descend and visit the sick, for the virtue of visiting the sick is important to me." They descended to visit our father Abraham. And then in the Talmud again, Sota 14a, it says, the Holy One, blessed be He, visited the sick, for it is written, "And the Lord appeared unto him by the oaks of Mamre." So too, you also should visit the sick. Okay, so I think this is so beautiful that it's saying basically that even though Abraham was himself healing, like he was sick, but even though he forgot about himself in order to welcome these strangers. And not only that, but that Hashem would care about the sick so much that he would go to visit Abraham. It's showing both the hospitality of Abraham, which is something that he's very famous for in Judaism. Hospitality is very important in Judaism, to welcome the stranger, to feed him, to clothe him, to welcome him, the stranger, the poor, the needy, the orphan. And then another thing is that is very important in Judaism is to visit the sick. So I don't remember what part or what commentary I read this in, I think it might have been the Talmud, but there's a place where, it's asked, we have the commandments, right? We have the commandments. We're supposed to walk in God, we're supposed to do God's commandments. But there's also this exhortation in the Torah to walk with God. And so, the sages say, what's that? We already know we're supposed to do the commandments. So what does it mean to walk with God? And so the answer is, just as he visited the sick, we should also visit the sick. Just as he did these acts of kindness, we should do the same. These things that aren't necessarily directly commanded in the Torah. It doesn't say in the Torah, visit the sick, but God did these things. God did these, acts of mercy towards people, to Abraham, And so this is a very important mitzvah in Judaism. And we see that in the story of Abraham. There's two there actually. There's visiting the sick, which God himself does according to the Talmud. And then we have being hospitable to guests, which is what Abraham shows in this Aliyah.
I'd like to invite you to visit my website at www.hebrewmime.com. That's HEBREWMAYIM.com. And you can click on the button to sign up for free Hebrew lessons to your email, delivered every week or so. Sometimes I miss a week. Sometimes I'll send more than one email for that week. So again, just visit my website, HebrewMime.com. And I also have special sections here. Not only can you sign up for free Hebrew lessons to your email, but you can also get my playlist to learn the Aleph Bet, even Aleph Bet with Elmo. And I also have a section on learning various Jewish prayers and blessings. I also have you can see all of the Hebrew lessons from Genesis to Deuteronomy. And what else? Oh, I have a section on ancient Hebrew, learn how to pronounce the Hebrew letters in the ancient Hebrew pronunciation, the ancient Hebrew tongue. I have some lessons on how to trope or chant the Torah, specifically lessons for that. And then I also have links to if you're interested in getting more formal biblical Hebrew lessons or modern Hebrew lessons from a good friend in Israel. So you can check that out as well. So just visit my website at HebrewMime.com. Shalom.
Would you like to become the healer of your home and your community and create a profitable online health coaching business? Are you interested in becoming a health coach, a naturopath, an herbalist, or a nutritionist? Do you need help finding the right program for studying holistic health and healing? Or perhaps you already have certification, but you're still not confident enough in healing people and don't know how to build a business that will empower you to have an impact and allow you to leave your regular day job. Are you ready to get a deep and comprehensive picture of holistic health and healing and learn from top healers in our day so that you can stop being stuck in a job or a career you don't have a passion for? Heal yourself and others without the need for pharmaceutical drugs with harmful side effects, doctors, or even dentists. Become more knowledgeable about holistic health and healing than most medical doctors who have graduated from medical school without spending hundreds of thousands of dollars and years of time in expensive medical schools or programs. Build a health coaching business that will allow you to work from home and achieve time, location, and financial freedom. Aruka.com empowers people to become the healers of their home and their community by equipping them with naturopathic herbalism, health coaching, and online business and marketing skills. My name is Maim. I'm 42 years old and a homeschool mom of 7 beautiful children. These 2 in the photo are my October babies. I became a naturopathic herbalist and health coach in order to take charge of my family's health when the modern medical system kept failing us. We were spending thousands of dollars on insurance and other medical expenses, but they did not have any answers for our health problems. Working from home has been such a blessing for us. I used to work at the NASA Ames Research Center as a computer scientist/engineer. But being able to have an online business has enabled me to surpass my income at NASA and to be there for my family, homeschool them, take care of them, watch them grow up every step of the way for 18 years now. I started Aruka.com in 2009 to help people become healthy and heal themselves. I've coached all sorts of people, and eventually even medical doctors and nurses started coming to me repeatedly for help, for various health issues for themselves or their loved ones. I help people heal themselves of serious diseases such as cancer, heart disease, and high blood pressure, diabetes, as well as other common issues such as hormone imbalances, abnormal bleeding, migraines, eczema, kidney stones, gallstones, cataracts, and even urinary tract infection. Various people began asking me to start teaching what I know about holistic health and healing, including 2 medical doctors who have become very good friends of mine. When I realized that there was such a demand for the knowledge I have, that even medical doctors were telling me to teach, I shifted the focus of Aruka.com, and now we teach people how to become confident healers through our naturopathic herbalist and health coach certification program. We help people become healers of their home and community and create profitable online health coaching businesses. If you're interested in becoming a holistic healer, please visit our website, aruka.com, ARUKAH.com. Again, that's ARUKAH.com. Hope to see you there.